to College Sport Check for Wednesday, December 16th. Scores and schedule. First, the scores, starting with college basketball. Scores from Monday and Tuesday as follows. Tulane defeating Prairie View A&M 63-49. Hartford over Sacred Heart 80-71. North Florida over Florida International 94-72. And Tennessee State defeats Stetson 93-90. And South Carolina Upstate defeats the Navy 66-57. Some other scores. Elkhorn over Blue Mountain 68-60. St. Mary defeats Cal Poly 93-63. Coastal Carolina over Woolford 71-63. Charleston Southern over Columbia International 107-74. Cal State Bakersfield over Dartmouth 69-62. West Carolina over East Washington 97-80. And then Sam Houston State over LeTourneau, 96-54. Marshall over NC Central, 92-73. North Texas over Nicholls State, 78-60. Columbia defeats Robert Morris, 78-71. Southern Miss over South Alabama, 57-54. And Manhattan over St. Francis of Brooklyn, 71-60. Gonzaga defeats St. Martin, 86-50. All right. Scores from Tuesday as follows. And we also have the bowl game schedule for the football bowl games that start on Saturday. So we'll go over that as well. Rest of the college basketball scores from Tuesday now. Cincinnati defeats Norfolk 75-59. All right. Duke over Georgia Southern 99-65. Memphis over Southern University 72-67. Clemson defeats Presbyterian 69-41. Michigan defeats NKU 77-62. UNC Greensboro over Wake Forest defeats UNC Greensboro 81-71. Chattanooga over Tennessee Tech 80-69. Houston Baptist defeats UC Riverside 72-59. St. Francis of PA defeating Binghamton 67-61. Florida A&M defeats Southeast Louisiana 67-64. Ohio over Ohio Dominican 93-69. Monmouth defeating Georgetown 83-68. Northwestern over Mississippi Valley State 78-48. And Ole Miss defeats Louisiana Tech 99-80. Miami of Ohio defeating Jackson State 64-53. Youngstown State over Geneva 99-58. Eastern Kentucky over Florida Atlantic 80-73. UNC Asheville over East Tennessee State 84-64. South Carolina defeats Drexel 79-54. Texas defeating Appalachian State 67-55. Some other scores from Tuesday as follows. UCLA defeating Louisiana Lafayette 89-80. Santa Clara over Arkansas Pine Bush 69-57. Stanford defeating DePaul 79-60. Grand Canyon defeating Delaware State 88-59. Montana defeating Glen Falls 79-59. Oklahoma State defeating Longwood 73-55. Auburn over Mercer 78-71. Georgia Tech defeating VCU that's 77-64. San Diego defeating UC Davis 61-55. And the Oregon Ducks defeat the UC Irvine Anteaters 78-63. Green Bay defeating Pacific 93-88. Some games on tap for tonight for Wednesday night, December 16th. Louisville and Kennesaw State at 7 o'clock, ESPN, also for 7 o'clock. North Carolina and Tulane, that's on ESPN2. East Carolina and UNCW, ESPN 3. South Florida and Jacksonville, ESPN 3. And these are all the 7 o'clock games. Some other 7 o'clock games. NC State and High Point, ESPN 3. Ohio State, Northern Illinois. Also, and that's on the Big Ten Network. LSU, Weber State, SEC Network, and then it's Tennessee and Florida Atlantic on the SEC Network Plus. And those are the 7 o'clock games. For 8 o'clock, it's SMU and Nicholls State on ESPN College Extra. Houston and NCC Central, ESPN 3. Texas Tech and San Diego State. Okay, that's Fox Sports Net on FSN. Minnesota, Chicago State, ESPN 3. And those are the 8 o'clock games. At 9 o'clock, 2 games on tap at 9 o'clock. Okay, Florida State, Mississippi State, ESPN 2. So that should be interesting. And then you had Alabama and Winthrop. And that's on the SEC Network. So got a couple good games coming up. This Saturday is a whole mess load of college basketball this Saturday, in addition to the college football. Thursday, okay, West Virginia and Marshall, ESPNU at 7 o'clock. SMU and Hampton, ESPN College Extra, also at 7 o'clock. Stony Brook and American at 7:30. No network for that at this time. And then Liberty and Princeton. 8 o'clock is Tennessee State and Lipscomb. Okay. Friday, let's see. Ole Miss and Memphis. ESPN News, 8 o'clock. All right. St. John's and Incarnate Word, 7 o'clock on Fox Sports 1. Okay. And then Chattanooga, Kennesaw State, CCSU, and UMass Lowell. Wake Forest and Coastal Carolina, 7 o'clock Friday. That game is on ESPN 3. Clemson and South Carolina, also ESPN 3 at 7 o'clock. So again, depends on what part of the nation you're on. That's the game they're airing. 8 o'clock. Okay, so 8 o'clock, Memphis and Ole Miss. Okay, let's see. So there's Oregon, Long Beach State at 9 o'clock. Washington State and Texas State, 9 o'clock. Colorado and Nicholls State, 9 o'clock. Those games all on Pac-12 Network. And at 11 o'clock, it's Cal State, Fullerton, and Oregon State. Saturday, a whole bunch of games on Saturday. Xavier and Auburn. And we're back on Friday with the times and channels. Virginia, Villanova, Duke and Utah. That's at 12 noon, ESPN. Louisville and Western Kentucky. UCLA and North Carolina. That's a 1 o'clock game on Saturday. That's on big CBS. Okay. Oklahoma and Creighton. Kansas and Montana. Miami. Ohio State and Kentucky. So there's 2 good games right there. So 1 o'clock. You have UCLA and UNC, and then you have Ohio State and Kentucky at 3:30. Both games on CBS. Okay. And I'm just cherry picking here. We got a whole bunch of games here. Maryland and Princeton. Let's see. Arizona, Las Vegas. Kansas State, Colorado State. Stanford and Texas. Oakland and Washington. Let's see. All right. Gonzaga and Tennessee. ESPNU. That's 11 o'clock game. That's late at night. So that's just a handful of games for Saturday, but we'll go over that in more detail on Friday. All right, so this weekend is all the bowl games. Well, not all of them. The bowl games do begin on Saturday, December 19th, and there's 5 games for Saturday. They got one game on Monday. It's the Miami Beach Bowl. And according to this, and I'm going to double check it, they got the game time set for 2 o'clock. I think it's 2 o'clock. Let me check it. Yeah. Excuse me, 2:30 ESPN. And that's the Miami Beach Bowl. Now, I don't know why they picked 2:30 on a Monday, but they should have did it at 8 o'clock, I think. A little primetime Monday night college football. But whatever. 2:30 ESPN. And that's the Miami Beach Bowl. But before that, all right, the first game on Saturday, and which is set for 2 o'clock, and that is the New Mexico Bowl. And it's Arizona and New Mexico, and that's 2 o'clock on ESPN. And then at 3:30, it's the Las Vegas Bowl, BYU and Utah, 3:30 ABC. And then 5:30, you have the Camellia Bowl, and that's down in Montgomery, Alabama. Ohio and Appalachian State, 5:30 ESPN. Then at 7 o'clock, it's Georgia State and San Jose State, and they're playing in the Cure Bowl down in Orlando. And that's at 7 o'clock on CBS Sports Network. And then at 9 o'clock, Louisiana Tech and Arkansas State, and that's the New Orleans Bowl, and that is for 9 o'clock on ESPN. And then 2 games on Tuesday, which is the Boca Raton and the Potato Bowl. And let me double check. I'm almost certain that the 21st is on a Monday. Let me check the old calendar here. Yes, it is. And the 22. The GoDaddy Bowl is on the 23rd. And then you got a whole bunch of good games. And of course, the Orange Bowl on New Year's Eve. Cotton Bowl New Year's Eve. Everybody knows about that. And again, it's number 1 Clemson, number 4 Oklahoma, 4 o'clock. And then number 2 Alabama, number 3 Michigan State at 8 o'clock. And both those games on ESPN for New Year's Eve. So, okay, so a recap. Again, New Mexico Bowl on 2 o'clock Saturday, Arizona and New Mexico. The Las Vegas Bowl, 3:30 ABC, BYU and Utah. The Camellia Bowl, Ohio and Appalachian State, 5:30 ESPN. The Cure Bowl, San Jose State, Georgia State, 7 p.m. CBS Sports Network. And then the New Orleans Bowl, 9 o'clock, Arkansas State, Louisiana Tech, and that's on ESPN. And College Sport Check will also keep everybody updated on the scores as well. So that's going to do it for today. We're back on Friday. Racing Fans Racing Podcast returns on February 18th. From New York, this is Manny Allegretto. Be good, be safe, and this has been College Sport Check.